Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to all of you. Today, our group will be presenting on the analysis of food traceability system study on micro businesses sector in Malaysia. So this is our team members. I'm Izyan Liyana and followed by Noor, Fadhlin, Nabihah and also Noor Baiti. So let's get started. So for the introduction, food traceability encompasses the whole process in the supply chain. For the very first stage, from the farm to the receiving process, production, processing, manufacturing, distribution, and consumption. Food traceability is defined by the Codex Alimentarius Commissions as the ability to follow the movement of a food through specific stages of production, processing, and distribution. And it is a system that helps in assuring the safety and quality of food products. A traceability system has the potential to boost company performance by lowering the chance of a product recall as all the process followed are specific preconditions. This system is a systematic tool that enables the company to ensure that all the food supply chain processes comply with the regulations. Traceability is a tool that ensures the safety of consumer while also making it easier for the business to manage the production. So for the agenda of today's presentation, we will explain on the sourcing and production pace, halalness and cleanliness, production, distribution and delivery, information flow, and also conclusion. So I will pass to my group mate.
Thank you Izyan and Assalamualaikum. My name is Noor Fadhlin Nabihah and now I will continue to present on the sourcing and the production phase. And the first part is traceability in receiving. Receiving is very crucial as majority of the inventory problem occur during this stage. Thus, a very strict procedure and specification must be established to keep track of the incoming inventory and alerts you to any shortage or broken goods. Chemah also mentioned that a traceability system has the potential to boost the company performance by lowering the chance of product recalls as all the process follow a specific precondition. A systematic approach has to be implemented, such as assigning a trained and authorized personnel to handle all the received items. By using these quality control tools, it surely can ease the receiving process effectively. FDA also suggests to use the food traceability list, which highlight the goods where an additional traceability record would be required. With the implementation of this system, the information can be traced accurately following all the process if there is any issue encountered by the company. This is because all of the basic food hygiene, safety procedure, process control and quality control can be monitored closely. This process also vital as it helps to enhance the food safety of the product. Therefore, a small mistake occurring at this stage could affect the entire production. So, by using this system, it will enable the producer to maintain the track of the perishable inventory, providing them with the tools and resources that can be used to stay compliant and conduct any unexpected product recalls. Next is the issue and challenges. Food traceability refers to the capacity of the producer to monitor the progress of a food product and its ingredients backward and forward throughout the supply chain. According to Morana, a food traceability system is a critical instrument for a corporation to tackle ethical issues and management obstacles such as uniformity, standardization, general affairs control, and training. Therefore, the producer needs to certify that all the process is recorded and documented systematically and consistently. However, the adoption of this system among SME manufacturers is still low as deploying the system may be difficult for them and it certainly will incur a significant cost for them. Besides, some of the producers also lack of exposure on how to use this system. It is not easy for every producer to implement and adopt the system, especially the SME entrepreneur. According to Lazari, there are various challenges to a company's adoption of traceability system, including lack of experience, difficulty processing large amount of data, and a lack of computer tools. Besides, changing the work process is not easy due to the daily production and it is a gradual process. Thus, this has been the biggest barrier to a company adopting a food traceability system. So, in order to tackle the issue and encourage SME manufacturers to apply this system, the main body and the authorities should assist them and provide their expertise to develop the system for the company. Now I will continue on the halalness and cleanliness. Halal food does not only indicate the end product, thus the whole process must be halal and free from any unlawful ingredient or sources. Thus, the model of halal system and assurance should encompass a holistic concept of quality, including hygiene and sanitary, safety and wholesomeness. Halal supply chain start from the very beginning process that is related to the ingredients, same as the concept of from farm to fork as they reach the consumer. Furthermore, halal food does not only focus on the food that is permitted by the Sharia law, but also the hygiene and the cleanliness aspect, which convey the concept of halalan thayyiban in Islam. Halal food production demands meticulous attention details across the supply chains. Hence, nowadays, Muslim consumers are also very curious and wants assurance that the product they consume are authentically halal. So, with an adoption of traceability system, it enables the SME manufacturer to effectively record the information on the product qualities across the food supply chain by monitoring the whole process. Next is upon the issue and challenges. Implementing a halal traceability system is not an easy process, even though the system can be regarded as one of the most effective application for countering halal food product violation on the market. Most of the SME manufacturers do not practice this systematically. And as halal issue arise from year to year, consumers are very concerned about the halal food products being violated somewhere along the supply chain, which foods, market and producer must take into consideration. This is because as a Muslim consumer are very attentive in assessing their dietary consumption concerning their obligation towards the religion. Furthermore, many companies can be seen casually presented a fake and doubtful halal logo on their product without receiving any permission from the authorities, which show the violation among this manufacturer. Hence, this concern raised a question among Muslim consumers about the effectiveness of halal food traceability system in the marketplace. Following with that, there is a demand from the local Muslim consumer where they wanted this small manufacturer to obtain halal certification from both Jain and Jakim. This situation has seriously affected the producer, especially the SME manufacturer. This is because it requires a lot of process, and as a small company, preparing and revising all the existing system could be a hassle to them due to the lack of knowledge and expertise. In addition, to implement the halal traceability system, it also demands a similar process where it involves a lot of documentation and consumes a lot of financial cost and also time.
Concerns about food product reaching the end consumer whilst monitoring the quality of food products throughout the food supply chain together with the physical movement tracking soar to become the prime concerns. When transporting food products, Food and Drug Administration suggests that the person in charge make sure that transportation is in proper temperature control during the whole transporting. Besides that, communication between the transporter and the receiver could be said to be important and plays the role as well. This is because the need of the communication to updates of arrival or any information is important, so both are aware. Next, employers' awareness of the importance of distribution steps in food supply chain and companies should provide proper training for them. This is because without the proper awareness and proper training, the employees might handle them without proper care. Compliance with the temperature to deliver food is crucial in order to deliver wholesome food to the end customer. The refrigerated products should always be held at 4 degrees Celsius or less. Meanwhile, frozen products should be held at negative 18 degrees Celsius or below. The person in charge is required to make sure that there is no temperature abuse in between the chains so that they can slow down the process of biological decay and could deliver safe, secure, and high-quality food for the consumer. And apart from that, times during delivery needs to be obeyed. Consumer will always demand products that are safe and secure. So by dealing with the food logistics, it is required for them to make sure that the goal of having quality and wholesome food products for the consumer can be achieved. So on the issues and challenges pertaining to this are that the food producers and entrepreneurs lack information regarding food traceability system that should be implemented in their business. By implementing a food traceability system in business especially, It could help to reduce the risk of business facing any food recalls and also could help in lowering the liability cost. So there is also an accident where one of the SME corporations unknowingly delivered deteriorated perishable item which was flavored milk to its stockists and as well as their agents. The product is believed to spoil due to the temperature abuse that happened during the delivery process. To address the problem, the founder made a statement where it mentioned that the problems occurred due to the refrigerated vehicle that was delivering and distributing the products reportedly having problems or broken en route. Following that, the same product also occurred regarding deteriorated products upon arrival in the next batch. Then the founder claimed that there might be error during the production as the product also delivered later than the scheduled time and the ice also melted upon arrival, which alleged that the vehicle refrigeration and ventilation system might be broken. To confront the problem, the owner simply asked their agent and stockist to inform the management of the products that have deteriorated and they will refund whilst they still sell the other products that do not deteriorate. So here, food traceability system and process are really vital to every food service company, whether it is a large or small corporation. Remarkably, by implementing appropriate system to the business, it will help in controlling and monitoring throughout the whole process. This incident is aligned with research where they stated that there were collectively 7 transportation companies in Poland that had indicated that there were cases related to damage and breakage of refrigeration systems during the distribution of product, which total up 167 cases recorded. The main reasons behind the case are related to the failure of the vehicle's cooler, the frequency of the opening and closing of vehicle store activity, and also there might be caused by the time period when opening the door might be too long. Here I could say that it is noteworthy that business take this system seriously in their food supply chain, where it can be geared to lowering the risk of any unwanted accident, also to tone down any extra money that is needed, especially for the liability cost. So next, I will pass to my member.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noor Baiti Binti Borhan, and I will be continuing then wrap up to this presentation. So next in the slide, we'll be discussing on the information flow. Now, information flow is defined as the chain of information linking the human and system, and it is worked by ensuring the safety of the system is profound. There is no existent conversation law when it comes to how information works, since it is not something physical that can be seen. Within the food chain, information flow plays a vital role in ensuring every party involved in the chain is informed and aware of every source where the food ingredient came and traceable. Information flow and direct and real lifetime information accessibility identified as a medium of integration of many supply chain management processes, and it is to help in saving costs of every transactional activity between buyers and seller and reduce any risk of monetary loss. Next, why information flow is important. I will be elaborating why this system is important by 4 factors, which are the loyalty, efficiency, reliability, and commitment. This system helps to benefit the management since it helps to build strategies and manage operations. Every party involved within the chain will be able to gain upper hand information about the upcoming systems when information is well retrieved and delivered. When both manufacturer and distributor have enough source in hand, they will be able to save costs of every transactional activity between the buyers and seller, and helps to reduce any risk of monetary losses since every procedure occurred from farm to fork are well observed. As mentioned before, it plays a vital role in ensuring every party involved in the chain is informed and aware of every food source. Therefore, consumers know what they consume, especially the Muslim consumers, since they are obligated to eat only halal food due to religious requirements. Through commitment adequate sources and information, the businesses are advantaged to find more collaborators, increase market value, productivity, having better communication skill, forecasting and resource, as well as managing inventory, cost and distributing scheduling. Now, let's look forward on how information flow and food traceability related. Food traceability enables consumers to keep the food supply chain activity in track, where food products may be discarded, returned or recalled if it is considered harmful for consumption. The information flows helps every party involved in the supply chain to be aware and notified about the food movement from farm to fork, consisting the farmers, the manufacturers, courier, retailer and lastly the consumer. This is how the system helps to track if the food ever had gone any process or situation that may contaminate the food and spoil the final food product. They have the access on information regarding the food product from the moment they were retrieved from farm, processed and distributed until they reach the customer. Therefore, if any hazard detected while producing and distributing the food product, corrective action can be taken immediately. The movement of food product from production until the delivery process can be supervised precisely so that the product gone through every processing stage safely. Information is traced and recorded in a confidential way that allows customer to retrieve adequate knowledge about the food product either through the internet, the labeling, the packaging, but still the manufacturers can keep their internal operation private. The track and trace activity also helps to track the location of the products when they are being distributed to the allocated retailers or wholesalers in order to ensure that the clients receive the goods in good shape. Consumers are educated with the product itself, such as the origin, the manufacturer, the process, genetic, including the origin of the GMOs, input of the types and origin of the ingredients used, such as the livestock, diseases and pest traceability, such as pathogens or biotic hazard, and the measurement, such as claims and certification, so that they are aware of what they consume. Now, I will quickly explain on how traceability is classified into three categories, which are the internal, the external, and the food chain. Internal traceability involves sharing and linking knowledge and detailed sources within the same organization in making sure that every ingredient, process, labeling, data storing, and distributing are valid, and such as the manufacturers. The other category is external traceability, where the manufacturer will need to provide adequate information to the other members within the supply chain but not from the same organization. This is also to provide an efficient amount of information that allows the consumer to trace the source and content of the food product. Lastly, the traceability in the food supply chain, where the information is shared and linked to one and another, consisting every party that involved in the supply chain. The most likely problem that food traceability try to solve within the food service industry is food recall. Food recall is a process where food products have been released and placed within the market, are later being called or took down from the market shelf due to many factors such as product defect, shelf life issues, contamination, mislabeling, or damages. These are the reason why food traceability is important, as it provides methods and ways for manufacturers and suppliers to retrieve back every single one of the defective products from the market shelf. There are several food recall cases happened in the past 5 years that may be good example to explain our topic. The case of Cadbury in 2014 remained a hot topic until today, as it was recalled after the halal labeled chocolate bars were detected to contain pork DNA. The case in 2016, Marigold HL milk products were recalled due to the bacterial contamination. Fortunately, this case only applied in Malaysia and Singapore was not affected. Later in 2017, Lee Hon Tong, the operational manager of Ribena in Malaysia, Singapore and Hong Kong, announced the recall of some batch of the Ribena in Malaysia over a manufacturing error, where the products deteriorate sooner than the expiring date. Latest issue happened in 2021 when Singapore directs 4 importers, including Malaysia, to recall eggs from farm after the presence of Salmonella enteritis bacteria was identified. Next, let's see how information flow system need to be practiced precisely within the small enterprise, small medium enterprise or the micro businesses. A quick recap: SME or the small medium enterprise are usually business that run in smaller scale, standalone, and does not have a lot of chain premise. There are also cases where there are zero change premise as well. It can either be shop based or home based, while micro businesses run in much smaller scale and usually are home based. Unlike the big industry, micro businesses will have quicker capability to track and trace every movement of their food product. This is because the micro businesses are not actively engaged with networking and are not educated with formal education of marketing skills, lacking of time, manforce, and resources, and also data storing and inventory keeps method. Most of these small scale entrepreneurs will have their ways of retrieving raw ingredients through small suppliers, home based or small scale production, self distribution, or using runners, and does not store detailed procedures from farm to fork. It is hard for them to trace the product movement, locate their vendors and retailers, and also almost impossible to recall food without suffering any big loss. This is why the study needs to be done to give awareness to every micro businesses in Malaysia, especially on every vital steps that should be taken to ensure that the sustainability of their business. Even on small scale, they can at least be financially stable and provide consistency in their business performance. To wrap up to this presentation, I will end this video with the conclusion on the subject. As the increasing number of food recall cases are causing doubts on consumers' perspective on manufacturers' credibility in handling the food service industry, SME, the small medium enterprise, are not excluded to be one of the most likely affected manufacturer, as they rely on small circle of consumers and buyers. Therefore, the managerial should have implement some system that practiced by bigger manufacturer, but in a way that suit their small scale daily operation. A small step can be taken by implementing simpler systems such as GMP, the good manufacturing practice, and food traceability. By implementing this strategic and systematic system, manufacturers are able to empower their process effectively and efficiently and control the process truly to prevent any issue that might affecting their company performance, financial status, and consumers' health. With that, we have finally come to the end of our presentation. We hope that today's knowledge are helpful and shareable.